All right, triangles. Welcome to the clusterfuck known as Triglavian Times. I'm your host, Sabbat. Today we'll be discussing a few different things. My co-hosts are here. We're a little bit worried about Kylon, but we got Kylon and Reece.
Triangle, triangle.
Totality Day.
Totality Day, and then guest Mifune from Theta Thursday. You know, he purposely made sure when he pulled me into Theta Thursday, he was at a concert, so he didn't have to deal with my bullshit.
Dude, that concert. So I went to see it. I went to see Red Hot Chili Peppers, and they were great. But what's his name? Andy, I think, is the name of the lead singer. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know what it is, but he grew a handlebar mustache over the past couple of years, and this dude legitimately looks like one of those like hella crooked cops. Like, I swear to God, he looks like that kind of guy that would pull me over. He's in his 60s. He's got the handlebar mustache, and he looks like he'd pull me over and plant something in my car. I swear.
No, never. But does he also look like that one guy on that one porn that you never want to watch again?
Yeah, yeah, he would.
Ugh.
All right, so Totality Day is around the corner. I'm sure some people have seen my Reddit post and Eve forum post. It's the only events that I know about, and it's basically me and Kylon are hosting stuff. I've never heard anything back from some of the other groups that did events last year, so. But basically, the week of the 9th, starting between the 9th of October through the 15th, there'll be some events going on. And Totality Day itself is October 13th, when the 27 systems sucked themselves into Pachman and created the clusterfuck that we know and love. um, so we'll start out with Kylon's event. He's doing a Care Bears Revenge again. Um,
Return of the Care Bears
yeah,
Revenge.
yes, Return of the Care Bears Revenge.
That's good.
So you can run through that really quick, Kylon.
Yeah, it's essentially a mean fleet. We'll start off roaming in Postman in any ore ship. Now you can bring any ship you like to this, but if you want to win the prizes, you need to be in an ore ship. So like a barge or a venture. I'll be handing out free battle ventures. Or bring your battle porpoise or your battle orca. Last year we took a Rorqual into Tama and just sat there until we got content. It worked out beautifully too.
That one was a funny one. That was one of those. I think I had to get out to do something else, and all of a sudden it's like there's a Rourke on grid. And I was like, oh shit.
I mean, there's plenty of stuff you can fish out of people when you're running around in barges in Pachman.
Oh yeah, I mean if you run around adventures, people don't expect you to come gunning for them usually. So well, in low sec they expect you to sign in a bunch of crap on them, but yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that was fun. Last year that was fun. We went around Triangle for a little bit, and then we went to Tama and got vaporized. So, um,
Yeah, first prize is an orca, second prize is a skiff, third prize is a porpoise.
Yep, and that'll be on the Triglavian Times Discord. So if you're getting into a fleet and you're not on this Discord, just talk to Kylon or anyone else that you knows in this Discord. They can get you in. Everyone can invite people to this Discord. So, um, so October 13th for Totality Day, because it's different than it was ran last year. Last year was more of a parade, where everyone was kind of going around with Edencom skins and Kybernaut skins type ships and going around. There was prizes handed out for surviving all the way back. Changed it up this year a little bit. It's gonna be the same day. I try to be as nice as I can to the EU guys. and kind of the U.S. guys. I mean, it'll be rough for the folks on the West Coast. Because I timed it where if I'm home by I think 4 or 5, I'll be able to get the race started up. Um,
Mm.
it's 2 separate races starting from Otella. Um, the first race is going to be the race of the 24 systems, excluding the home systems. And then the later race at 2300 Eve time will be the 27 system race through all 27 systems. So I expect people will be gate camping and smart bombing and pulling bullshit. You got to prove yourself. So I'm
How
sure
did I get
people,
killed mid-warp? I don't know.
yeah, you have like a week and a half to start staging your shuttles and whatever ships you want around the triangle where you feel like you're gonna get fucked. Um, there is 2 different prize pools. So for the 24 system race, since you don't need 7.0, I was like, well, we'll open that one up to everyone. First prize is an Ikitorsa, seconds a Leshak, thirds a Vedmak. Now the juicy one is for the 27 systems race. It's Ikitorsa, first place, Zarmzad, second place, Draugr, third place. Again, we'll probably just be shit talking on comms for
Like
the Triclave
normal.
times. But
Like normal.
yeah, we'll just pile into the local comms channel and shit talk while we're racing around the triangle. So that'll be fun. Figured I'd change it up a little bit because most people who spend a lot of time in Pachman have 7.0. So the slightly different prize pool is a nice touch that I wanted to do for it.
Yeah.
And last but not least, October 15th at 1800 Eve time, I'm doing Domovic Swarm again, which was a blast last year. It's an NPSI fleet. Basically, I'm handing out up. I think I have 112 Domovics I can hand out. Yes, I say 100, and the first 100 get it free. Depending on how many people show up, they might get another one if they get blown up from me to
Hmm.
continue roaming around. But it's basically fuck around in Domovics in a huge swarm and kill some shit, which we did kill some shit last year that we had no right to.
And
um,
that's the way to do it.
yep. And that one I always look forward to because that one's a fun one because that was one of the entertaining things where just random people saw that I had a public open fleet open and were like, "What are you guys doing?" And they're like, "Okay, let me get into Pachman really quick." So I'll be running that one again. God, I raped my ISK a little bit purchasing stuff.
Mm.
I think I ended up spending a little bit over $4 for prizes and fitting the last couple Domovics I had for Domovic Swarm. Um, so those are the events I know of this year. I don't know if the Weir Shota proving or any of that shit's gonna go down. Who knows?
I couldn't tell you for sure because I haven't talked to folk about it.
Yeah.
But
No, well,
we should definitely ask our guest what he thinks he might like to attend.
yeah. Maybe
Well,
get
as
Ghoster in
far
on this.
as I'd love to get Ghoster into Poshman, man.
I'm
But Totality Day seems very, very fun. I see it as a very, every alliance out there has all of the null blocks, especially, kind of have their own celebrations for things. Goons, most of the corporations celebrate when they join Goon Swarm, and P Horde has their gigantic birthday hurrah,
Yep.
and stuff like that. And it's really nice to see the smaller groups kind of have their own significant events that they can turn into a fun little annual celebration. Yeah, I think it is really awesome, and it's definitely it's definitely fun to see because in the small block space, you go into low sec and it's snuffed out, and snuffed out is pretty much the size of the null blocks, and Snuffed Out has their own thing going on, but when you look at the smaller groups, especially when it comes to like Poshfin and Wormhole groups, you don't normally see people getting together like you see Kybernauts and the other small guys getting together.
Yep.
You know, and I think it's definitely interesting that y'all kind of united over the fact that the null blocks started invading your space.
That's the Triglavian way. We fight each other when we're bored, and then when there's a common threat, we band together.
Exactly. And
I
it's
don't-
really great it's just really great to see that as someone who's been playing since 2016
Mhm.
and has gotten to see the downfall of like, hey, I fucking hate you, but guess what? The enemy of my enemy is my friend, right? Like you don't see that anymore in Eve.
Yeah.
But
No,
you
we're
know, the fact that you're seeing that in other areas of the game, it's beautiful to me.
we're
It
we're
really
very good
is.
on that. When things are calm, kill each other kind of thing. I know I have a couple kill mails with Kylons. Kylon's got a couple of mine. It's always fun.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
just love.
Yeah.
So much love.
It's
720 millimeter howitzer love.
Yeah.
Honestly, though, I think if there's two events to do, it's definitely the Care Bears Revenge because you know it's going to be a meme,
Oh, yeah.
and the Damavik Swarm because the Damavik Swarm is people underestimate Damavik so much, and then they get shit on so hard by them, and then they get so salty.
I think Kylon, you were in on that fleet last year. I think Zero was too. We had like 18 people, and we ended up taking out like a Caracal. I think Celtier went into Hall like 4 times and was screaming on comms. And the only people that actually lost their Domovic were people who had 0 trig standings that got blapped by Gunstars.
Oh yep.
Like
Oh,
we
yeah.
were,
Well, there was 2 fleets, right? One where we went on a roam, and then one where we fought each other free for all style.
yeah, there was the Domovic free for all. Yeah.
I remember at one point, I think it was, God, when was it? It was way back in 2017. It was one of P Horde's birthday anniversaries. And what they did was they filled the SMAs of a bunch of their super fleet, and they just filled the SMAs with shuttles. And they had a free for all shuttle at the sun in their staging system, and they just had their entire super fleet armed with thousands upon thousands of shuttles, or not really shuttles, but more like the
Corvettes.
Corvettes. Yes, where I always get the two confused because they're practically the same shit except one has no combat capabilities,
Yep.
but they're basically the same. But yeah, they just I think it broke a record at some point for the most amount of ships they had killed in a single system. Because it was literally just you went, you died in your Ibis, and then you warped to a friendly super that's like on a perch and grab another.
Yeah.
It was great.
You know, we play well. I fit up the Domovics and I kind of fit them up a little shisty to Spider Tank. Everyone's got remote reps. Everyone helps each other out. They mainly are. I have them like micro warp drives to get up tight on something and then hold it down, and then all the Domovics pile in together.
Yeah.
It's so much fun to do that. I mean,
I bet. So
Yeah.
if there's one event I miss in Eve, it's definitely Burn I miss I miss Burn. It sucks that it is gone.
Well, it's
I
not like it's
really
going to do anything. They don't listen to us anymore.
Well, I know, like I've been screaming at CCP for ages now about different things, and one of the biggest things I've told them is that there's so small little things that they could fix, and all they need to do is hot fix a few things, and a lot of the people in nullsec will be happy. You know.
And roll back some things, actually make nullsec more profitable like it was before, where goons don't have to go somewhere else to find, money.
Yeah.
I'm using goons as an example because PH has the same problem, so does Frat.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, my biggest thing is that I said it this past week on Theta Thursday, is that I have just accepted the fact that I'm in that acceptance stage of grief with CCP. And I'm also still kind of in that bargaining stage. Like, okay, you wanna nerf nullsec, fine, but at least move the BRM. At least work towards fixing the reserve banks on the ESS grids. You know,
Why would we
just
do that? We want you to have limited access to money, so buy Plex. It's on sale. Duh.
I mean, I think it was, what was it? Somebody posted on Reddit that they're supposed to update their post like sometime over the next month or so, but they're taking the MER from last month and they are calculating the reserve bank as an ISK sync. And it's supposed to just be like way fucking out there compared to it. So I think last month's MER was like the majority of the ISK sync was taxes, like trading taxes and JITA and stuff. And it's just not true, because over the past like what 6 months, you're seeing, I think it's like 38 systems throughout the entirety of nullsec that have over 2 trillion ISK in their reserve banks.
Damn.
And that's that. See, I remember when that hit because I was trying to train myself into an Ishtar, figure out how to make money. This is just after they nerfed mining pretty hard. And then this happens. And then we have like freaking crazy fleets going around with BRB robbing everything that moves. It was nuts.
Yeah.
Kylon joined a little bit of those.
Yeah, one thing I'm seeing now is, well, at least in frat space, they've emptied out all of their reserve, or most of their reserve banks, so they're not attractive targets. I mean, most of them will support a single 15-minute key, but as far as like the really big heist where you sit there for hours,
Yeah.
running 45-minute keys. Yeah.
The biggest reason that reserve banks are a waste of your fucking time is just because what you should be able to do is you should be able to steal every bit of ISK in that thing with one key. That's all it should require.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And then the mechanic would work as
it
intended.
is strange. It is strange how it works.
When you unlock a reserve bank, what is a null block going to do? The entire fucking region is going to get pinged as to what system that reserve bank is unlocked in. And then by the time that, you're sitting there for 45 minutes siphoning the ISK, they're going to form a fleet. And no matter what, it's going to cause a fight. But that's a good thing. It's a good thing if the reserve bank causes a fight, because that's what players want.
Yep.
I just think that the cut is pretty nasty, on the amount it takes out of your ratting income. I don't think it should be that so high. It should be more in the short-term ESS, so you have more of a reason to fight short-term and go from there.
Exactly.
Sabbat, we got Drake in the other channel. I don't know if he's wanting to join in.
Well, 1 second. Let's see.
But I don't know. I just don't feel rewarded for defending the ESS.
I mean, I've been playing Albion over the past couple of days at the request of some friends, and dude, Albion is literally every change that we want in nullsec, and Albion has it. It's amazingly fun.
What up, Drake?
Hello.
I stole you in here.
Where
We
am I
start.
right
What?
Oh, I'm driving.
Oh, even better.
Literally,
Yeah,
so-
we can get your input, Drake.
Oh, are you streaming right now?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hello there. I planned this all along. I'm actually on my way home right now.
I'm sure Castle Kickers will set up some gate camps for the races.
For Totality Day. Oh, we've got some plans.
Sounds good.
That's what I figured.
I need to farm a few more kills in the Panther. Maybe I'll play on a few Dynamics.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, Drake, if you saw my post. We got some fun prizes for the races and shit, so
Okay, yeah, I know you're doing the ore thing again.
yep. Kylon's running his ore meme fleet.
Yes. Drake, do you know if I was gonna say,
Go
do
on.
you know if Rote is doing any events this Totality week?
I have no idea. They'll probably participate, but I don't know if they're running anything.
Cool. Their event
It's-
last year was awesome.
Yeah, just hit up proxy or something. I'm sure they'll do something. But because I'm so far detached from their time zone, like it's hard to do anything with them really.
I
Right,
agree.
right.
Unfortunate. We did go on a roam today, but I'm sure they'll do something.
Yeah. No, I mean
Okay, we got-
it'll be fun.
Hello.
I'm curious if CCP is gonna do the 1v1 Kikis or whatever they did last year for the
Pester them.
arena.
Just gotta pester them.
Yeah, well,
Pester Suetonia for it. He'll do it. He'll get it in.
Mm.
Just
I'm
don't
a
tell
bit.
him I told him. Pester him.
Might be a little behind. So Tony actually responds to me. Most of the CCP, even community devs, don't really respond to me anymore. I think
I feel like
I,
it's just because they're so busy, which is why it's great that they brought Bjorn B has been added to the CCP roster this week.
yeah,
Yeah, as community dev, CCPB now,
Mhm.
which is good. But it's a shame they're all going to community stuff. Although Suetonia isn't community.
he
We'll just
isn't.
turn this
He's
there.
QAQC.
Yeah. But if Bjorn can like fan out and do more than just community stuff, that'd be quite good because Bjorn's got a lot of ideas that would be quite helpful for pretty much any content. So
Pull an Aurora.
it's a very good time. Yeah.
I just had a conversation with B right after he got added to the CCP team because during my CSM campaign last year, I was talking about possibly introducing some sort of streamer mode for EVE Online. Just as the thing is that a lot of streamers within the EVE community, as you could probably tell, are not part of huge nullsec blocks. And when they are part of nullsec blocks, they aren't doing nullsec content on stream because Operation Secrecy and all that is like obviously a huge part of EVE. Spying is a huge part of EVE. Intel is a massive part of EVE. And so is stream sniping at the same time, right? So I've been trying to uh, um, trying to address this. What's the word for it? I'm losing the word for it. The double-sided coin of streaming and nullsec content. As for me, I see it as a roadblock, in my opinion. You know, being in a null block and being somebody who wishes I could have a consistent stream schedule and everything like that, it's hard to do the activities I want to do within the game and engage that content with my audience without it being hindered by Operation Secrecy and the likes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm as someone who is not a nullsec person who cannot fathom why people would live that way, but to each their own. If they're telling you not to stream it, that's even more reason to stream it. Fuck them, dude. Just stream it and have fun.
Nah, so the way it goes out here is that, you know, we as FCs within nullsec, we have a saying that you already know who is going to win and who is going to lose before the battle even begins, right? Because the intel is just that important and it's there, right?
Mhm.
All as an FC, the only thing I need is a quick D scan of what the enemy fleet comp is like and what direction they're heading, and I will know whether or not I'm going to be able to take that fight or not. You know, I already know if I'm going to steamroll them or if I'm going to need extra help, right? And that's just a huge part of how nullsec is these days. And as a streamer, you know, if a fleet gets pinged out and I'm like, ooh, this is going to be like a solid 200-300 person fight, that's going to be something people want to see, right? And you know, we have things like we run the INN network. During the Delve War, we did things like the Battle of M2, and obviously like the big Titan fights, you're gonna stream those no matter what, because the intel's just kind of already out there. But if you're out on like a smaller group, when you're only
Mhm.
out with like 200 dudes, it you know, keeping where you are, where you're going, and what your goal is, that keeping that stuff secret is almost essential to survival,
Yeah.
and it just kind of sucks.
I know Reece is all excited. The 15th I'll have my CPU, which is the last piece that's going to come in for my new PC. I know Reece is
Yeah,
excited. I should be able to stream
it's
fucking
about time.
gameplay. Um, but like for me, like yeah, even Kybernauts, we're not huge, big swinging dick alliance, but
Mhm.
I'd maybe stream some of the stuff like when we're structure bashing shit, but most of the time probably just be me solo flying, being an asshole
Yeah,
and Hakavin that I normally am. But like people would get bored because if I stream some of the other shit, like when Noir reaches out and asks if I want to join and help him on something, for the next like week I'm grinding my security status back, and who wants to see me just do six security status grinding? Except for the fact that I
Right.
probably talk shit like I normally do.
there's a lot of punishing mechanics that I wish that they would either lighten up on or make it easier to get out of that hole, because it's like, the new faction warfare stuff. You're going to take hits on standings,
Yep.
and you can't join as an individual like you should, like they promised.
Yeah, well, that is coming later. It's just not
Yeah.
coming now. Which, yes, I
Yeah,
agree is kind
it's,
of a shame because it's going to not make
it,
or break the new content, but it would obviously make it way better off in the short term if it
yeah, it
was in
should have been
place.
delayed. It should have been delayed
Yep.
until they
Yeah,
had that, because that's where you get the
I,
big rush of everyone.
I know, but they'll still get a rush anyway. I don't think delaying the faction warfare would be that useful, just for the sake of what's it called, the allegiance
Yeah.
system, because
Yep.
then people are going to be pissed because they've been waiting so long already.
Well, see that's what they're doing though, is it not? Like they're not releasing the allegiance system along with the patch in November.
But
Yep.
they're still releasing the patch.
They're still
So the
releasing
faction
the
warfare,
patch, but
yeah.
and
So
that's great
people,
that they're releasing the patch, but you got to think that so like from someone that lives in nullsec, right? Since nullsec is so fucking garbage, I will enter my comms over in Goons, and when I talk to people about, hey, what do you want to do today? What do you want to do today? And everyone's sitting around spinning their ships in the station, being like, well, I just want this faction warfare update to release so that I have something to do. And I'm like, well, you know, you're gonna have to leave Goons for that, right? And then they go, oh, no, the allegiance system will be there in November. It'll be fine. I'll get to have at least some fun. And
I
then
mean,
it's like,
what's
Yeah.
no, it's
wrong with
not.
them leaving? Yeah, but what's wrong with them leaving Goons just having a stake for them leaving it for like a month or two? Because they can
Because
still
that's
come
a
back and
headache to set up. It's annoying. Like,
Why?
okay, and
it
I
is.
get it.
Yeah, sure.
No,
Why
I
should
Yeah,
get.
I
but
have to leave my corp
yeah,
and my alliance, which I'm proud of, to join this shit sig to just participate in the biggest new content? Why should I have to do that? It doesn't make any
Exactly.
it's not
sense.
And so,
ideal.
like,
It's
the
not.
biggest thing is
It's not
that,
ideal.
and so a lot, like, I notice this a lot. Like, when I talk about stuff in the CSM Discord, I hear it's like, oh, well, your alliance rules are shit. Oh, well, your alliance rules are terrible. The rules are there for a reason, for one,
Yep.
right? Like, you can't run something like an alliance without rules. Okay, my father used to tell me when I was a kid, that when there is a law or there is a rule, it's because somebody did something stupid and they don't want it repeated, right? Like that's what it is,
Very wise
right?
words.
And so I feel like one of the biggest grievances I have against CCP is that they make these changes and they don't take into account the political scale of the game sometimes, right? This is a sandbox game. People have their own empires, people have their own rules. Like for example, here in Goonswarm, we have a rule that does not allow us to join NPSI fleets. And that is because a lot of the NPSI fleets used to come into Delve and they used to fuck up Goons days. And back when we were allowed to go ahead and join something like an NPSI group, it would get fucked because then you would have goon on goon action, which is also not allowed, right? Because that's blue fucking.
I think you're
So
missing a
Yeah.
trick there though, because you're denying yourself. Not, I'm not saying you're denying yourself content, but you're denying yourself even more content that
no,
you're
you're
already missing
handicapping
out.
yourself, and I 100% agree. Like it is a bit of a
Yeah,
handicap on yourself, but that's kind of part of the sandbox, right? Like we take that handicap with pride because yes, I can't go out there and join an NPSI fleet, but guess what? When I'm crabbing, I don't got to worry about the blue right next to me and have anxiety that that blue is a part of an NPSI fleet that's going to go fuck up my day. I don't, it's that peace of mind right there. And I will take that peace of mind over the I will take that peace of mind and that risk reduction over the handicap.
It's also
peace of
paperwork
mind.
reduction
Pe-
too.
Peace of mind. Peace of mind and risk reduction just don't work in a posh thing stream. I'm sorry, dude. I see where you're coming from. I just fundamentally disagree with it.
No, yeah.
But obviously, this allegiance system it should be out at the same time, but it's not, which is annoying. But like at the
Yeah.
same time, you can still be proud of your corp and your family, which is your nullsec alliance, and still just temporarily go out and have fun for a few weeks in the faction warfare system. It's not the end of the world. Obviously, as Mifune said, it's a pain to set up, but it's fucking everything is.
But it's also,
Yeah.
but also think about this. You've got people that have been in goons for 10 years, whatever. I don't know how the longest has been, but
Yeah.
why should I break my corp history to engage in the new content CCP wants me to be in? Because it doesn't work well with an alliance level. It doesn't have the feature that they said would be there. It's not cool, you
It's
know?
just it's just a choice. Like if you put that much stock into your character's
Yeah,
corp
but that's
history,
the
then
thing.
then that's fair play.
It's a sandbox game. It shouldn't have to be it shouldn't have to be I choose this but I lose this. It
Yeah.
should be I choose everything and I get everything, right? If that makes sense.
Stuff Steve's not really ever worked like that, though, has it? If you choose one thing, you
It
make
has
yourself.
though. If I
Sorry,
want to, so
one second, a car's about to hit me. Fuck.
in present
Go away,
day,
car.
if I want to go do Poshpit activities, I can do that. I don't have to leave my corp. I don't got to do anything like that. I could just go do it.
Yep.
And it's my choice to go do that activity, and it doesn't hinder anything else.
If you wanted to go to a separate part of Nullsec and crab there, it's your choice, but you wouldn't be able to because you're in Goons. It's like a balance of things. You give one area and take from the other. That's always how Goons
Though.
work.
Wait though, like you can engage in wormhole, you can engage in Potvin, you can engage in, you can rob other people's stuff. You can do all these billion other things, except for like the faction warfare stuff, without leaving your corp.
Yeah.
And which that's the thing that
No,
they
not
say
sure.
is player
Good
retention
dog.
is you get in your corp, you're a part of your corp, it's your identity, it's what you do. You know, it seems to go against their ethos.
I
Exactly.
can understand. I can understand it does to a point, but at the same time, you leaving a corp doesn't remove from your identity
It does.
because
For some
you
of us,
still
it
have that
does.
identity. I mean,
No.
if it does, then that's you obviously you guys can play how you want to. Like that should never be taken away from you. It's just I feel that you're hindering yourself for seemingly an arbitrary reason, and that reason is a strong reason for you guys, but it's just not for me. If you feel where I'm coming from.
Well, we get it. You like to kick over sandcastles.
Yeah.
That and
It's
your
okay.
your murder
But,
panther.
but even then, like if a load of goons, if a load of well, no, a load of people from Rote left Rote just to do faction warfare, no one in Rote would give a shit. They'd be like, okay, cool, just reapply when you want to come
No,
back.
it's not. It's not about the alliance that gives a shit. It's about me as a person. Like me as a person. Because here's the thing, right? Like I'm in a null block. If I leave, if I right click quit corporation and go join faction warfare, I lose everything. I lose access to the comm system. I lose access to all the discords. I get cut off from everybody I've ever known or played with for the past 6, 7 years. Right? Like that's where the
If it's a sig,
identity
can you not?
is.
Sure, but if it's a sig, like I'm talking like a proper, like you put in the work, which is the pain in the ass part, just to get it set up and have the ACL sorted out. Like it's doable. Is my point.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, and yes,
doable. It's just
it is a
it's
monumental pain in the ass. I agree with you. You're not wrong there, but
yeah,
you
it's
know,
too much of a headache than it should be.
Yep. No, I agree with you. I mean, Drake, I kind of get where he's coming from with me and Kyber. Like,
mm,
me being in this alliance is the longest. I played a lot just in NPC Corps and shit. And I spent time in Indie Corps and shit back in the day. Like, me and Kyber, it's the longest corp slash alliance I've spent time in. Like, I'm always, as much as Reese is, I've joked with Reese about poaching him into Kyber, like, and he's joked about poaching me into Strybog. Like, we both know it's not going to happen.
Yeah. It's just, I don't know. I just think that there's a lot of stuff that the players shouldn't have to deal with. That CCP had a solution to that they should have put a hard priority on it and got it done. You know.
Yeah, like what's
when
the
is the
reasoning
allegiance
that we
system going
don't?
for?
I mean, they coded the allegiance system, right? So why isn't it releasing? Like they haven't given us a reason as to why it is not releasing with the rest of it.
The only thing I
Well,
can kind of,
we don't know it's coded yet, do we?
yeah, we don't know
We
if it's
don't
code
know
yet.
that, but we can pretty much assume if they're any kind of good developer in the right mind.
The only thing I could glean from when they did CCP did the faction warfare stream is the new patch coming out for faction warfare for all the changes is kind of their like soft opening for faction warfare. They want to find out what's pissing people off, what needs to change, what's working, what's
You
not
know,
working before they open the floodgates.
I'm going to casually steal a line from the second Oceans movie, where the old guy was like, "What? In the old days, one day it was closed, the next day it was opened. You didn't have a freaking soft opening, right? And that's how it should be."
I mean, they didn't
It,
soft
it,
open the gates in the triangle. They just
Yeah,
opened them.
yes.
I'm just gonna say that I'm just gonna say that Castle Kickers warned you, and Castle Kickers was right.
Oh,
We told you what would happen.
still,
It just came
hey,
a lot sooner than we thought.
Kybernauts was not thrilled about that fucking change.
Yeah,
I
we didn't
will
like it
say
either.
that. I was pissed off when that change came, where they open up the gates and open the floodgates.
The worst part about the day one of that patch was just how many bubbles you guys put down in Wirashoda with Stribog. It was just a pain to cross.
Yeah.
Oh god, that was a forest of bubbles.
What made me bummed out was there was no more fun of like that dude that yeeted the orca into Pakvan and it landed in Kino and it was like a 5 alarm fire for us where everyone was logging in just to murder the orca because he couldn't go through the gate.
You can still do that on the home systems, but everyone has 7.0 standings now, so it doesn't
Pretty
matter.
much. Newbies don't, but yeah, and you don't need to leave the home system. You don't need a standing. Like I wish the home systems, like I just wish they doubled down a little bit and was like, All right, we're removing standings, but I need 7.0 to get in and to get out of a home system, and that would be fucking baller.
I'm just going to mute for a second and go to my PC because I've just parked up. So be
All
right
right.
back.
Sounds good.
So Mifune, well, we're gonna kind of backtrack a little
Yeah.
bit since this
Sorry,
is
I
our
go off
total.
topic a lot.
No, it's great. No, I love these
Yeah.
kind of talks. This is what gets me in trouble. Is I start I get on to CCP about something, and it's probably why I don't get responses from many of them anymore on this tiny little podcast and stream. But no, kind of backtracking a little bit for Totality Day. So, like, this is purely player driven, just like the OG days of um, all the different empires starting there. Is those all those events, like the week long event shit, was created by players. So we're trying to wrangle CCP into kind of doing, a login, full empire based event.
They did
So,
the warp speed buff last year,
Yep.
and there was like an announcement.
Yeah. I should reach around and pester people that we've got shit going on. I doubt I'll get too many responses from anyone at CCP, but Sutonia might respond because when he was on, it was, a fun conversation with him. Um,
Yep.
but yeah, no, so it's all player driven, which is fun because it gets other people into Pacman. It kind of strengthens our triangle vibes. So, couple little side notes. I actually kind of want to wait for Drake to get back to the big one because Reece asked me last week about some numbers, and I figure now that I got them, I might as well disseminate them. But I guess let's go through some last things. Mifune, I know you don't know too much about Pacman. Anything you want to ask the board of people that are here right now?
Yeah, what the hell is with everything in you guys and Dead Space modules?
No
I
pause allowed.
swear to God. No, I'm just saying, the standard, like, nester that you guys use for Logi across every fucking group in Poshman, that shit is worse than wormhole basilisks. I don't know how, but it is.
Dude, Elizabeth Wong's Nesta is like the flagship to end all flagships. That thing is a fucking beast.
Like, I feel like I need 12 carriers just to break the Logi.
Yep.
If you want some, I've got them for sale.
just
in the triangle.
just ask Drake how much blingy ass shit he's got on his Panther.
Yeah, I don't think Mifune's seen my Panther yet.
How many kill
I mean,
marks?
like, I feel like before I jump into Triglav space, I have to sell my freaking Marshall. Like, oh my god.
Don't talk about marshals. I flew one unfit into Pacman in the early
Oh
days.
god. Why?
I was really wasted.
Someone in Horde did that a few weeks back, and the whole pin killed him.
I got it in and got it out of Pacman like 5 months later, and it's still alive. It's just sitting in a structure.
I think
Oh, I
what
logged in my account's alpha. Great. I was
Oh,
going to show
nice.
Mifune the Panther. 1 second.
I still remember one point I got really freaking wasted one night, and I took my super and just casually warping it around 1DQ, going against the 1DQ campers and their Lokis and their bombers. And I still remember John Hartley comes up to me and he goes, "If you get tackled, I'm not fucking saving you." And then about 5 minutes later, I got tackled, and I solo killed 6 Lokis and 20 bombers in a super.
Nice. So since Drake's here, I figured Drake would want to hear this because he's from Castle Kickers. It's their bread and butter, kicking people's sandcastles over. I got some of these were we had our Carbonauts had our fireside today. So I jotted these numbers down as quick as I could because it was just a couple like 1-2 minute little thing. But 5 systems are now cleared of structures. So no more passes, no more any other, citadel. So five of the 27 are officially clear. I'm going to toot my own horn a little bit because Reece was asking what Kyber did last week when we had the show. There's been a total of 48 or 49 structures that have gone down, and 34 Kyber took part of. So we deleted a lot of shit. Okay.
Very nice.
Oh, the dirty, dirty Panther.
Well,
How
here
many
we
kill
go,
marks you
guys.
got now?
202.
Oh. Abyssals, Dead Spaces.
But wait, are any of those abyssals like officer roles?
So the gyros and the micro drives are officers. Oh, what the fuck? 1 second. Yeah.
What a pretty lady.
Oh, look at that! Somebody will find that and murder it.
No,
It nearly died a week ago, dude.
every time Beta Page is like, someone's got to kill him. He's getting too big in his britches. I'm just like, nope. Defend Drake Eden with your life.
I had ordered a pizza like a week ago, and I was like, oh well, it's on its way. I'm gonna go and fuck with this Ishtar fleet, and Horde Ishtars were fighting. I think it was Drekavax. I don't know who it was in, like on a gate, and there was bubbles fucking everywhere. So I decided to warp down and try and shoot as much support as possible. There was one Bifrost there, and I made sure to force it off first. And because there was so much shit going on, I didn't see it come back until it was boosted directly on top of me and scrammed me. And I just saw like 30, 40-ish stars burning at me. I was like, fuck, I'm in trouble.
Danger!
Danger, Will Robinson, danger. So Reese, to answer your point, yes, we I think the original count back in like April of this year was like 279 or something. It was something stupid just because of all the passes. But what 50, like almost 50 were shaved off of it in a month. So
That's good. It'll take a while because it's just like cockroaches. You kill them and you think you get them and you don't.
yep, there's yeah, it'll happen eventually. Any last things, guys, for Totality Day or the random sidetrack we got?
That's pretty much it. Thank you guys for inviting me to come along.
Yeah, well, we're not just wrapped up yet. We'll end in our normal fashion. Kills, well, it's only been a week, and I worked long hours and got sick this week, so I actually didn't log in to Eve until Friday, I think. I literally just felt like hot garbage, so I did not really play Eve this week at all. So my kills for the past week or notables are 0. Kylon, what about you?
Yeah, not a ton of PvP this week. Notable thing, we went out and lost one of the new Navy destroyers in one of our small gangs in Potion. I think it
Damn.
maybe the second one to ever die, I think.
That kind of sucks. Reese, I know you've killed like 15 supers and 30
No.
titans. Drake.
My most notable recently was with 2 volleys of Artie, I killed 3 Nagas. So I went to a torpid sleeper hive just to gain standings. I used my first volley to kill one of the little boys, which woke the site up. And then as I cloaked up, I see 3 Nagas on scan. And I'm like, oh, they might be coming here. So I wait around. They land right fucking next to me, but luckily I had EMP loaded, which means I spent about 3 mil in ammo on a single shot on an NPC. So I'm a fucking idiot. But despite that, I'm in a good position. So I wait. The drifters are right next to him. I don't want to get targeted by them first, so I let them tackle. 2 Nagas get tackled. I immediately decloak and one shot this Naga. And then I recloak, and the other 2 naggers die before I can get another shot off. So 2 total volleys, 3 dead naggers.
Damn.
That's ridiculous.
Mifune, any fun kills past couple weeks?
Yeah, so we went on a Ferox fleet, and we decided to go dance in an ESS grid in Brave space. And Brave, originally, the only person that showed up was Dunk Dinkle and a Caracal. That was the only kill we had gotten after like 45 minutes out and about. And then I told Duncan local, I was like, look, can you tell your FCs to log on, please? Like I'm trying to whelp this fleet. And so Dunk goes, okay. And so one of their FCs gets on, and they actually brought like a solid fight. Like we expected them, like, oh, nullsec meta is hacks, they're just gonna put the hammer down on us with munins or something, right? No, they actually came in another battle cruiser fleet to give us a nice little fun fight. So they showed up in the ESS and we fought. We killed everybody but their Vogger, and then we dipped. It was about 2-3 bill in kill mails. It was a really, really, really fun time. And then after posting the AAR on Reddit, I got absolutely slandered for flying in a monitor instead of something else. When the monitor is the approved SRP FC ship, so I don't know why the hell they whining about it.
Who needs SRP? Just fly in a snaked Abaddon, dude. It's the same speed.
Drake just wants you to fly around in like a 20 bill Panther as ZFC, and you could
There
have
was
one.
like one
Ideally, I want you to fly in something that has about 15,000 EHP max, so I can one-shot it.
Ooh, that would be fun to watch blow up, though.
Oh God, Drake. One of these days, I know it's gonna tank my ass, but one of these days, I will make that Panther for myself.
I've been trying to do the same thing for a Marshall, and it's just like it's so slow by comparison.
Yeah.
Like nothing else matters.
The
But I'm like right now I'm looking at just a Scorch Pulse one
okay.
because it's got about the same alpha as Arty, but it cycles way faster, so it's got like 3 times the DPS.
Yeah, the one that I have for the Marshall is Yami Freighter gave it to me. He undocked it every once in a while when he was mining, and when idiots would come in and try to do something, he'd only do it for one kill and he'd dock it up and switch into something else. But he did like a half heavy assault, half torp fit, which isn't too bad of a fit for the damage. But I was just like, dude, no, I'm good.
The only other fit for a Marshall I've been perusing is one that's come from a person who lives on Sissy. And you know the cavalry ravens of old, where they would fly the same speed as their cruise missiles, and then once they ram you, you just took all the alpha at once.
Dude, I don't understand the people that play on CC sometimes.
Neither do I, dude.
The level of shit talk that they do for a server that literally gives you everything for free.
Dude, they have their own fucking kill boards and everything. It's just so weird.
I think I saw a guy on CC. He's like, "Oh, bro, your Raven's not fitted with Dead Space mods." I'm like, "Dude, Dead Space mods are 100 ISK. Why would that matter?"
I've been on CC like 2 times just to try shit out and work with some people to get our plans together better, and that's it. Like the rest of the time, it's like, no, I'm good.
I use CC as a way to test abyssal fittings and kind of experiment theory craft.
Yeah. All right. Fuck it. We haven't done this in a long time. We got. I kind of want to hit our hour point. My usual sign off point. Probably haven't done this in 6 months or so. I want to give a couple shout outs to some people, and then you guys can follow. Alec, Alexia Card, he's doing a good job commentating for the AT. I was watching a little bit. It was fun doing some, gambling with points earlier today. Sutonia for hopping on and dealing with our shit. And Cybernauts in general. They deal with my crazy self all the time. So and doing this shit for this show. And then, well, the people that come on here and deal with me too. So you guys are all great and keep me doing this shit. Kylon.
The shouting.
The shout out for all triangles that participate in Totality Day. Whether
Yeah.
you gate camp the race or participate in the events.
Oh yeah. So people can bring like leopards on this race. Is that right?
Anything. It's completely open. I don't give a fuck what you bring.
You're gonna die if you have a leopard. You know this.
Maybe.
I already know like 10 people that have PM'd me and have been like, yeah, we're setting up smart bombing battleships like perfectly spaced out to just fuck people as they land.
Maybe a yacht then? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But Kylon, anyone you want to shout out at?
Yeah, I'll just give a shout out to Zoria.
Praise Zoria indeed.
Reece will shout out.
I'm not really gonna shout out anything, you know
I was
me.
about to say, Reece will shout out Star Wars Galaxies for entertaining him during this stream. Drake,
I'm shouting out.
we'll go to Drake. We'll end up with you, Mifune.
I've been quite ill recently, and my nose has been blocked. So shout out to Vic's Vapor Rub.
That works. Mifune?
Yeah.
Definitely shout out to Albion Online for keeping me entertained over the past like 4 days.
Hey, if you're happy about it, that's the key. I did find a game that's basically Eve single player.
Ooh.
And
Oh really?
oh yeah. I gotta find it in my DMs because I DM'd it to Matt here.
Is it the private server?
No, it is not
No,
a
it's a
private
standalone
server.
solo player.
It's an actual game that you could buy. I think it's like $15. There it is. It's Asterox Imperium. I'll put it in the Triglavian Times text.
Isn't this the RTS mod for that one other game?
This is a standalone game right now.
What's that one RTS game that has the gigantic mod that basically puts Eve ships in
It's
it?
Stars?
No, Sins of a Solar Empire.
Yes.
Yep.
They finally announced Sins of a Solar Empire 2, and fucking everybody is hyped about it.
Didn't they say that they were going for Epic Game Store for that as well?
I have no idea.
Don't
I
ask
hate
me. I
Epic
haven't
Game
played
Store.
Sins of the Solar
I
Empire
hope
in
not.
like.
I hate exclusivity.
I'm betting that it
stuff.
will be.
Last time I played Sins of the Solar Empire was like the swan song of my old PC I built like fucking 10 years ago or
Dude,
more.
I bought Sins of a Solar Empire from fucking Game back when, like, not the previous house or the previous house before that I lived at, or the previous one. Like, the one before that. That's how long ago it's been.
But all right, guys, we'll end here. I will rate us to CCP for people who want to continue watching the AT and gambling their Twitch points for watching the stream. But otherwise, stay dangerous, guys. You know, the Triangle is a very, very friendly, happy place where you murder each other. It's very triangular. All right. Yeah, just murder and fly safe, but dangerously safe.
Goodbye.
Later.